Good evening. Record spending and debt, but no tax increases or service cuts. That is what the Ford government is promising in its pandemic budget. Even the finance minister, though, says what was presented today is not sustainable economically. But will it be enough to help people stay afloat financially while getting the province back on a strong economic footing? That depends on who you ask.
This is our plan to finish the job we started 1 year ago.
Finance Minister Peter Bethlenfalvy's first budget is a goodie bag of promises for many. There's another $1.8 billion for hospitals overall, with $1.5 million to plan a new hospital wing at Peel Memorial in Brampton. For long-term care, there is $4.9 billion, with the promise of 4 hours of daily hands-on care for residents now funded. There is also a jobs training tax credit worth up to $2,000 and a new $400 million tourism grant to try and revive the decimated industry. The government is banking on growth to pay the bills. It's counting on $6 billion in additional tax revenues.
The way it adds up is that we have expenditures. I want to make this very clear that expenditures do go up every year. I said that there would be no cuts, and this budget very clearly demonstrates that.
The budget is in stark contrast to the Ford government's first one that slashed and burned with the goal to balance the books. This budget puts money into anti-racism initiatives and offers support for domestic violence survivors, although it doesn't do enough, according to the opposition.
It robs people hope. If this was my budget, I'd hire more teachers and education workers. This budget provides less than half of what hospitals need.
There is virtually no new education spending. For parents, the child care tax credit will be increased by 20%, and the COVID child benefit will double to $400 per child. $300 million is allocated to address the surgical backlog caused by the pandemic, and there's help for small businesses that suffered during pandemic restrictions. There will be a second round of support grant payments of $10,000 to $20,000. Again, not enough to truly help anyone, according to the Liberals.
This budget does not rise to the challenge of this moment that Ontarians are facing.
Now, here are some more numbers for you, and we have never seen them this high before, so sit down. This budget will spend a record $173 billion in 2021-22. The deficit is $33 billion. The government estimates it will take 6 years to get back to deficit levels we were at before the pandemic and 8 years to balance the books. As for the debt, it is projected to hit $450 billion this year.